called to active duty in support of Operation Enduring Freedom for the 2011-2012 school year, I had to manage the lives and schedules of 3 of 5 children, each of whom is very active in travel activities. 2 of them suffered injuries and required frequent doctor visits and physical therapy. These are things my husband normally handled because his schedule was more flexible. Before my husband left for his 380-day deployment to Afghanistan, he and I agreed that to foster a more smooth transition in his absence, that we would try to maintain their activities, and hopefully this would make the time go by faster. When I shared this major life change taking place in my family, Ms. Stephens was very understanding and eager to assist. When I needed time to take one of the children to the doctor or to just look after them, because, you know, with kids, and you all know what I'm talking about, sometimes your tummy hurts or something goes wrong, she allowed me to do those things. After all, I don't know if you all know this, she comes from a military family, and she knows all too well some of the challenges military families may encounter. Additionally, Mrs. Stephens organized 2 school-wide care package initiatives and ensured that these packages got to my husband and his pals over in Afghanistan. With her genuine moral support daily, this past year, without my dear husband, would have been overwhelmingly difficult to manage. And so, at this time, I would like to ask ESGR Area Chairman, Navy Captain Retired, William Gladwin Jr. to come and help us do the honors.
I thought you were overseas.
Yeah. Wow. Let me tell you something. I'm from Tallahassee, and I was born and raised here, and I love Kate Sullivan, but I have to tell you, I didn't go to Kate Sullivan. I went to Carolyn Brevard. And this was back in the days when you had to go to school in horse and buggy. But I did go to Cobb. So, go Cobb, go Cubs. And I want to This is the presentation. Basically, it says to your principal, you are a wonderful, dedicated, and caring citizen of our nation. And thank you for supporting the military who keeps us all free.
Wow, I'm so shocked. I was just blindly following Mrs. Youngblood and Mrs. McIntosh. I thought we were showing Mrs. Youngblood the new building, and we were going to show her the new lunchroom that's been here for 5 years. I thought, well, I thought she saw that. But anyway, boys and girls, thank you, and teachers and staff. Thank you to all of you and the district people, and especially to Captain Raley and Mrs. Raley. Thank you so much for this award. I am just shocked, really. I grew up in the military. My husband Ed was in the military. His dad was in the military, and it's just a very large part of my heart to be patriotic and to support the troops around the world, especially during this time. And you know, I just didn't think I was doing anything above the call of duty. But thank you so much for being here today. Appreciate this award so very much. I am just truly flabbergasted. Thank you.
Well, I just to say a few words. I'm Mrs. Youngblood. I work with all the elementary schools. And I did not go to school at Kate Sullivan, but guess what? I taught here and I was assistant principal here for 19 years. So yeah, this was a big part of my heart. And I got to know your principal, Mrs. Stephens, when she was a teacher and I was a teacher here. So I've known her for many, many years. Now I get to work with her in this capacity where I get to come out and visit with her and see what she's doing as a principal. And boys and girls, I can't tell you what a great principal you have. I don't need to tell you because you already know, don't you? Yeah. She is special. And not only is she a good principal for you and your teachers, but she's a good person, as you can see from this award today. She really has a kind heart and she looks after everyone. So I'm so proud of Mrs. Stephens, and thank you for letting me be a part of it.
All right, guys. Ms. Stephens, on behalf of your entire family here, and Mr. Ed, and Chuck, and Christy, we are so very proud of you. Give her one more hand, guys.
Past year go by a lot smoother than I could have imagined it going by, having my husband for the first time being away from home for 25 years. Our kids being without him for the first Christmas in 25 years. And just knowing that I had someone here at work who understood what I was going through and would support me through going through this deployment, it just made it that much more easier, and I felt like somebody truly cared about my family and what they were going through, you know?
What is wonderful about our principals is that they do go beyond. This is something that our principals naturally do, and we encourage them to do this. We don't ask them to go above and beyond their normal responsibilities, and we wouldn't expect it because they have so much, but they do it because they love children, they love the children's families, they love their teachers, and they want to take care of all of them. So what's happened with Mrs. Stephens and the award she has received is very representative of all our principals and how giving they are to their communities and their staff and their students.
You know, I just try to do whatever I can for people to help them, and you know, just like I try for my teachers and staff here, because I know how hard all of they work. And when I found out Mrs. Rayleigh's husband was going to Afghanistan, I know how hard it is, because my dad, you know, served in the military too, and he traveled. He was 2 years in Newfoundland and we didn't go with him, so I know how hard it was on my mom to, you know, stay home and shoveling snow, and she had to deal with the chimney when it fell down, and you know how hard it can be on families. And I've been, you know, I know Toileen is an extremely hard worker anyway, and I just wanted to try to support her in any way that I could, you know, while her husband has been gone.